Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, talking fishing. If it's facts about fishing that you want to know, then tune in, folks, cause this is the show. We'll show you all the right bait to use, so sit right back, you got nothing to lose. Doesn't really matter if it's trout or carp, flathead, marlin or a gummy shark. Listen to the guys and you can't go wrong. They'll be talking about fishing till the cows come home. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
And welcome everyone to Talking Fishing, big show coming your way tonight. I tell you what, who would think that summer is over and that autumn has commenced, because the weather has just been sensational, if not a little bit hot. Catch of the week tonight, Adam. An amazing variety of fish.
Yeah, a little bit on. The heat definitely hasn't turned the fish off. That was probably a bit tough for us to go outside, but the fish loved it.
Yeah. Trelly, God knows where you've been. I don't even want to ask where you've been. You're back for 1 week, you're gone for 2. Yeah. Good to see you back tonight.
Yeah, we had a bit of a hiccup with the plane, so we're back again. But yeah, it was good, yeah.
Yeah. Shepparton, has this heat wave been affecting Shepparton at all? Has the fishing been good, bad, or indifferent?
I don't think I've seen the wave yet. I think it's just stayed up.
Yeah.
Stayed up like this, like 38s and 37s and 39s. So.
And even today, I think it was a bit cooler in Melbourne, but up over the divide and particularly up around Albury, and that was still stinking hot today.
That's right. Yeah, it's been really hot, but the fishing's been good.
Yeah.
The water conditions are very good. It's running pretty clear. Obviously there's no rain to muddy the water up and dirty water off the banks. So it's all fed water from the dam, so it's fishing well.
I want to talk to you later on. I might jot this down. LED lights. I'll just write this down. In cod lures. That'll remind me to. I've got a few questions for you tonight. I want to talk to you about that. But as we were saying, some excellent fish, but also some species have been pretty hard. Yellowtail kingfish.
Oh, I don't even.
I was down.
Did you have a temperature drop while I was away?
There was a
big out the front.
Didn't matter. They weren't chewing properly when the temperature was good.
It's been a very frustrating season, and I was talking to the boys from Sharkbend Fishing Charters on Saturday. They came in from their morning charter, and they said, they were out there. Matt Sini was out there. Didn't turn a reel. It was very, very tough conditions, and yet the week before on the Friday, Sini got 20.
Well, that's probably been the most frustrating part of the kingfish season. They'll come up and let you look at them, so you know that they're there. They'll follow your live baits in. You'll sound them. They'll come up on the bait, but getting them for a fish that's so naturally aggressive to be as temperamental as what they can be, and they've been the most frustrating fish of the season without a doubt.
What about the tuna?
Tuna out the front, Port Phillip.
Yeah, that's right. No, they're there.
And Charlie, there's acres of them coming. I mean, they're down Warrnambool, Apollo Bay, Port Fairy. There is acres and acres and acres of tuna all heading east, and you'd have to say in the next couple of weeks that it will be pretty good out the front.
Full on.
Yeah. Anyway, folks, let's have a look at what's been caught by the people at home. It's time for Catch of the Week.
Catch of the Week, brought to you by Shimano.
And as we've been advertising on the show the last couple of weeks, or probably the last few weeks since we started back, the big Western Port Whiting Challenge was on out of the Western Port Angling Club's club rooms at Hastings on the weekend. Favourable weather on Saturday, bit tough on Sunday with that northerly. It probably hit Western Port a little bit more than Port Phillip Bay, but I presented the trophies on Sunday at 4 o'clock, and what a great crowd! Well over 400 to 500 people,
which is unreal. It had cooled down a little bit by then, but it was still by no means cool.
Oh no, it was fantastic. 1,125 whiting weighed in.
So you'd call that a successful comp, wouldn't you?
It's a pretty successful comp. And when we get into Catch of the Week, have a look. This was the biggest fish caught. Young Harlem Nelson. Excuse me. That's a 50, choking on the whiting. That's a 52 centimetre, 934 gram whiting. Now, I'm just going to do my maths there. 66 grams off winning $1,000 off Paul Worsling.
Doesn't it show you, though, how well conditioned a 1 kilo whiting has got to be? Because that fish doesn't look skinny by any means.
No, it sort of looks like a salmon almost.
52 centimetres of prime King George whiting, and that doesn't go a kilo.
No,
that's
so
pretty insane
to getting $1,000 cash out of Paul Worsling's.
Right on, Harlem. They're great fish.
There you go. Now, another big winner on the day. Right, no fish involved. Have a look at the smile on this guy's dial. Darren Nash with his kids Will, Eliza and Quinn. And Darren won the boat. Now, a special shout out to Darren. He's been a member of the Western Port Angling Club for a couple of years. Does a lot of their advertising, social media, all that sort of stuff. And Don Newman, who's been on the committee for 74 years, even though the club's only been around 30.
Big Donny.
He's an absolute rap for Darren and said could not have found anyone more deserving to win a boat, motor and trailer.
Excellent.
So
young kids, they'll get a lot of use out of it.
Yeah,
so they'll be fishing. They'll be fishing the Whiting Challenge next year.
Absolutely, they will. Yeah. But great to see, and a great and well done to the Western Port Angling Club for putting that competition on. It was all round
another
a fantastic competition. All right, let's keep going with Catch of the Week and have a look at this. A lovely 50-kilo bronzy out of Western Port. Damien Reid was the angler, and the skipper and the boat, Sean Ferdy, I think, Big Charters.
There you go.
Sean is the shark magician, isn't he?
50 kilos of bronzy,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Great photo. That one. Great photo.
Yeah, no, absolutely fantastic. Geez, they're a good-looking,
aren't they?
Good-looking fish, eh?
Aren't they? Chunky, all muscle.
Yeah. All right, something a bit different. I like seeing these photos, right?
I'm interested to see this.
Have a look at this. Ross Fountas, he got a yank flathead. Now, I know we've had to crop the photo a little bit, but if it wasn't cropped, you would see that he's only, thigh height.
So it's land-based fish?
Land-based Seaford Beach. And the kids in the background swimming, Seaford Piers in the background. Like, fantastic that Ross has, got the rod out, caught on a soft plastic, just in the shallows.
Great photo too, because they're a very awkward fish to try and photograph.
Yeah.
Flathead.
Absolutely fantastic.
You blow it up, you'll see the bloke take the photo in his glasses.
All right, let's head down the Mornington Peninsula, and Rye is absolutely on fire with King George whiting. John Henwood, a lovely bag of King George whiting down there on Saturday late, I believe. Good to see those whiting. Plenty of them around.
What do you call that when you got the
couple of handfuls?
Is it the Spice Girl rack, or what is it? Was it the
Spice Girl rack? Where did you get that from?
I don't know. Someone mentioned it, but what do you do when you got all those whiting on your fingers like that? What's that?
Just a couple of handfuls of whiting, I think.
Oh, okay.
Right. But you've obviously
if you feel free to come up with something else.
Spice Girl rack.
Spice Girl rack.
Yeah.
Next.
Which Spice Girl?
I'm not sure.
They're getting back together, aren't
they? Yeah, one doesn't want to do it. Don't want to play the game.
You guys.
They just run out of money in my ear there. That's the reason. Anyway, let's keep moving along. And Brim in Geelong Trelly. Have a look at this. Nicholas Trupkovic. Got a beautiful brim off one of the piers. You can see the sailing boat in the background there. On a lovely brimbo.
On a crab.
On a cranker crab.
Looks like a cranker crab.
Yep, cranker crab. They are just brilliant on
They are
unbelievable. Even I can use them. Even I can use them on a brim. You just toss them in. You get a little bit of slack line. They take it up, bang, whack. Away you go.
Yeah, probably one of the best lifelike lures that have ever been invented, don't you reckon?
Yeah,
definitely.
Exactly.
And there's been a lot of plastics.
Yeah, that's right.
They're all back now, though.
Yeah, they're all back now, but
they're still catching fish.
Yep. All right, let's keep moving along the coastline. Just down from Geelong is a lovely place called Lorne, and not too far from Lorne is Artillery Rocks and Nev Hettick. Have a look at the size of this for a sambo. 3.8 kilograms. Thank you very much.
Big sambo.
That's an old stomping ground of Brian Long's.
Yeah.
Long had the store down there. Every weekly report was
Artillery Rocks.
That's it.
Wow, fantastic.
Right, look at that.
Yeah. And lucky last.
Oh, this one excites me, Dave.
This place never ceases to amaze. It is the... you now say it's the capital of Dusky Flathead.
Nothing's even close.
No, Malakuta's even, it's not even on the radar when it comes to this. But Shane Williams, a 92 centimetre Dusky Flathead from Lake Tyers. That is a fish of a lifetime.
Aren't they gorgeous fish?
That's a ripper, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's like crocodile size.
Give that to me any time over any other species, I reckon, right now.
That's cool.
I think
that's really cool.
And you're heading down there, Eds?
I am. I'll be there for the long weekend, and I plan on holding a flathead that size.
Yep. You going down there for your birthday? Is it your birthday on the weekend?
I leave the day after.
When's your birthday?
Friday.
Oh, there you go. All right, I hope you're bringing the cake into work. Anyway, there you go. If you'd like to send in a pic of your catch of the week, this is what you have to do.
If you want to be like me and have your photo on TV, email your fishing pic to info@ifish.com.au. Go Pies!
Yeah, I want to go fishing.
Well, I still think that's a bit weak that Chloe didn't join in the words then.
Yeah, she didn't know the words. She didn't know the words.
Yeah. No, it's all good. Coming up next, Fisheries News. We send our roving reporter out, and he does a terrible job. Coming up next on Talking Fishing.
This is going to be good.
Talking fishing.
We know what you'd rather be doing.
We know what you've really got in mind.
We know you'd rather be out fishing. And today's the day you're gonna wet a line. 'Cause every day's a good day.
Stop wishing. Every day's a chance to drift away.
Drift away.
Every day's a good day for fishing. See it down and tackle world today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing. We're talking fishing.
Live from the studios of Channel 31 Melbourne, it's now time for some very fishy news.
And plenty of news again, boys. I'll tell you what.
Good news?
Yeah, let's get into it straight away. We sent our roving reporter out.
Who's this?
I'll tell you what. So, no, the headline was, and the boys will show a video in a minute, but the jet extension down at Clifton Springs on the southern side of Corio Bay is now complete. And it's absolutely fantastic. And we knew that there was an event going on, and a great friend of the show, Lisa Neville, is the state member for Bellarine. So we sent our roving reporter, Travis Dowling,
I can't wait for this. I can't wait for
and
this.
the sound quality, let me just say, it's that good we've had to put subtitles on it. Let's have a look at Travis's work as our roving reporter with Minister Lisa Neville.
Great to be here today on the Bellarine Peninsula with local member Lisa Neville, who is a very keen fisher, also no stranger to the Talking Fishing show. Lisa, tell us what we've got here today.
Well, before that, can I say hi to everyone watching, and to Dave and Trelly and to Adam. About time I got back on Talking Fishing, I think. But look, we're here in Clifton Springs on the Bellarine Peninsula. We've just opened this 70-metre jetty. It's huge. It's got great facilities, already well used, catching salmon, catching whiting, catching heaps of squid. So fantastic facility, and the community love it. And we're going to keep on investing in these sort of facilities for fishing and for boating opportunities in Victoria.
Fantastic.
Any advice for Travis?
So fantastic conditions. Fantastic conditions to do an outdoor interview.
Yeah, well, let's have a look at the photo of where they were, actually, because they are on the end of a 70-metre jetty, and it's blowing 40 knots.
Yeah, I know.
That's pretty cool.
But anyway, that's the last time we ever send Travis Dowling out as a roving reporter. He's got to stick to running fisheries.
I reckon that's got to be the feature from now on.
Yeah, that was the worst bit of audio. Most shows would just axe that, but it was that bad we just had to play it. So,
Travis on the street.
Let me just quickly talk about that. The Clifton Springs jetty has doubled in length to 70 metres and is now ready to be enjoyed by wrecked anglers thanks to a $320,000 extension funded by the Andrews Labor government. Member for Bellarine, Lisa Neville, said the longer jetty includes plenty of features that will make it easier and safer for families to wet a line, including handrails, rod holders and a light at the end. That's awesome fishing for flathead, snapper, King George whiting and calamari. And I remember when it was only about 20 metres long, there was ink already over the deck everywhere. So, but this now takes you out to some unbelievable ground. So there you go.
Excellent.
Well done, and the local member down there, Lisa Neville, just doing her bit for fishing and boating. She's
very good.
A real trooper. All right, the next one. The headline reads, record Murray cod production at Snobs Creek. And I know we touched on this a little bit when you were away last week with Steve Vidler-Trelly.
Watch that.
But as it goes, the Andrews Labor government is helping freshwater anglers reel in more fish thanks to a record number of Murray cod fingerlings grown at the fish hatchery at Snobs Creek. The Snobs Creek team has eclipsed their previous record of 649,000 Murray cod by growing 744,000 fingerlings. With 5 more ponds at the hatchery still to harvest, there could be another 100,000 Murray cod for release. So that's pretty good numbers.
That's mad.
When these cod are added to fingerlings bought from private hatcheries, the total is even more impressive and likely to surpass 1.6 million Murray cod for the summer.
Yeah.
That is pretty amazing.
That is incredible. To think the potential of the new hatchery.
Yeah, that's right.
On top of over that.
So, well, there you go. Yeah. We're going to talk about that. Many of those cod have been released into Lake Eildon, Rocklands Reservoir, Lake Hume, including the Mitta River upstream, the Goulburn River, Lake Eppalock and Taylor's Lake near Horsham. The Murray cod production success at Snobs Creek is likely the result of favourable climate conditions and a mild spring followed by a hot summer, allowing 2 rotations of the growing ponds. And I'll tell you what, Steve Vidler, he just knows what he's doing. Extra ponds built at Snobs Creek are now mature and at full productivity, and more broodfish Murray cod are being held on site in better conditions than ever before. Now, golden perch stocking is nearing completion too. There will be more than 2.1 million fingerlings stocked into waters such as Lake Eildon, Rocklands Reservoir, Goulburn River, Lake Hume, Lake Eppalock and Wimmera River. The Labor government is working to ensure Victoria's fishing industry is independent and not reliant on importing fish stocks from New South Wales by increasing fish stocking to 10 million fish per year and building a new native fish hatchery in Shepparton, Trelly. That is awesome news, isn't it? I know there's a bit of a mouthful there, but...
Yeah, I know. Look, it really is mad news because, as we talked about, it's going to set up the hatchery in Shepparton there for native fish for the next 100 years.
Yeah.
Tell you what, isn't Rockland set up for the future?
That's right. Yeah.
That is going to be the next Lake Eildon.
It will.
Yeah, and
that's very promising.
A few weeks ago, Trell, I don't know if you've seen the footage, but we had the electrofishing up at Lake Eildon along the wall.
Did see that on your show.
And what amazing fish they caught.
I know.
Like just all age groups and that, but all stocked fish.
That's right, yeah.
Just amazing.
So many fish from quite a small area, really. Yeah. They didn't electrofish that much of it.
Yeah, and they only get so many percentage, so they're not getting them all.
That's right.
So, just crazy.
No, it was pretty good stuff. Good work. All right, the next headline is fantastic fish news for the Glenelg River. Scientists from the Arthur Riley Institute for Environmental Research have caught an Australian grayling in the Glenelg River. I've got a photo of an Australian grayling. In fact, this is the photo of the fish they found. It's the first confirmed record of this nationally threatened native fish in the Glenelg in 122 years. The discovery is an encouraging sign that delivering water for the environment to the Glenelg is supporting in-stream conditions for native fish, including this flow-dependent species. Further works through the Glenelg River Restoration Project to install fish habitat, control erosion and improve water quality have also supported the recovery of the Glenelg River. So they must rely on a flow trelly, like some fish do.
Yeah, I'm not too sure the history of those as far as what they do and how the conditions favour them. But as you know, Tolondo goes into that system through that waterway right down through there, and a lot of it's fresh water and it's brackish down the bottom.
Yep.
It was a good sized one too.
Absolutely.
You didn't want to put a hook in his back and let him go.
So they're not a bad looking fish, are they?
So they make them Murray cod bait, do you think?
It's got mulloway bait.
Not allowed to say that.
Yeah. No, you can't say that, but that's a good size one.
Good sign to see that. So, and a couple of events coming up this weekend. We thought we'd give a quick mention to the Vic Fish Kids at Horsham is on March the 9th, this Saturday, from 10 o'clock until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Fisheries are holding that. It's to get more children fishing more often. It's fun and free with bait and equipment provided in the fishing clinics so kids can cast a line and try fishing in a safe and supportive environment. Keep in mind that these events are very popular and our fish clinics often book up early in the day. We provide equipment, bait and tuition for the fishing clinics only. If you or your children own fishing equipment, please bring rods and bait with you just in case. It's all part of the state government's continuation of Target 1 million.
A little bit about that.
Yeah.
Don't go along, nom up, go along, race over out of the car, pick up your rod and reel and then pee off, right?
Don't do that.
Don't do that because some of these people that like nominate for some of these fishing events, I'm sure they're only there to get the free rod and reel and then nick off.
Yeah.
Right.
Put on Gumtree.
Yeah. Like if you're going to take your kids down, the government's doing the right thing and all of us doing the right thing by doing the rods and reels. Take your kids along and make them fish the day. Do the day's fishing, and all that type of thing. They go down there and grab a reel and piss off. It's just annoying for the organisers and people who put all their hard work in for someone to come racing across the park and then get in the car and jump in the car and take off.
Sounds like you've had an issue with that in the past.
Just
written and spoken by Stephen Trolford from the.
Thank you very much.
Love it when you get on your oils. All right, the next one is at the opposite end of the state. It's down at Lakes Entrance. It's called Hooked On Lakes Entrance, and it's again a free event down there this Saturday, 10 a.m. actually through to 9 p.m. They've got entertainment at night, all that sort of stuff. There's seafood cooking demonstrations, fish filleting and preparation tips from the Lakes Entrance Fishermen's Co-op. Commercial fishers will be tied up at the wharf explaining their practices and life at sea. There's a come and try fishing clinic down on the jetties there. Pop-up bar, market stalls and food stands, kids amusements, live stage music, and also a family-friendly Riviera regatta at midday that will transform the foreshore into a land-based boat race for crews of kids and grown-ups run by the Lakes Entrance Events. So there you go.
They got the hottest 100 or something, don't they?
Well, what's that?
Isn't that where they're doing the hottest
they are too.
100 fishing songs or something?
The hottest 100. Yeah, I wasn't going to mention that because Fishing in the Dark by the Nitty Gritty Dirt
There's
Band
not
didn't
100
win.
fishing songs out there?
No, it didn't win. No, there is. yeah, but they've drawn it, and I think Rock Lobster by the B-52s won it.
Is that a fishing song?
Well, it's Rock Lobster, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was just whoever voted.
At least I know who they are.
A whole lot of lobster eaters probably voted for it. If I had it my way, it would have been Nitty Gritty Dirt Band Fishing in the Dark.
I think we got it out of ringtone, did we?
What's that?
Shepparton.
What?
One of those songs.
No, you got some other song.
How were you introduced to that song?
Yeah.
I was sitting at the baseball in Canada at the World Recreational Fishing Conference, and during the innings, you know, when the batters and the fielders swap, they played a song.
A fishing song at a baseball game?
Well, it was this, they're knee slapping and everything, you know, like they're full on. And I said, there was a lady sitting there next to me, and I said, excuse me, what's the name of this song? And she looked at me funny and she just said, what? This is Fishing in the Dark by the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. I said, of course it is. Of course it is. I've never forgotten it. And it's a fantastic, look it up on YouTube. There's a really good clip of it. Yeah. Fishing in the Dark, Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. It should have won the Fishiest 100 or Best Song or whatever it was. But anyway, they are. They're playing the whole 100 songs.
Did it make the top 100?
I think it made the top 100,
right,
I think. But anyway, coming up next, we're going to talk to Trelly about an appointment to a state government committee. Well done. We'll talk about it more after the break on Talking Fishing.
Talking Fishing.
Good morning, spotters. Stephanie speaking.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing. We're talking fishing, nothing but fishing. We're talking fishing.
And welcome back to Talking Fishing. Stephen Trelfall.
Yes.
You have been appointed to the Victorian Fisheries Authority's Recreational Fishing Licence Working Group.
Working Group.
Is that the name of it?
Yes.
Which is the committee that is handed the job of providing advice to the Minister on how recreational fishing licence revenue is spent.
Correct.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Hey, congratulations.
Get up.
on getting on,
I don't think anyone else applied for it, but anyway.
No, in all seriousness, you don't have to give away names if you don't want to, but how big's the committee?
Committee of 8.
Yep.
And I made a couple of phone calls and said, you know, what's involved with the the committee and how.
And did they answer? You got the job. You got the. You're the first one to ring up.
No. Well, the guy who I rang said, look, Charlie, you'll be great at it. Don't worry. You know, don't take up too much of your time. You'll be fine. No worries at all. Yeah. Well, you know, it's probably a little bit more than that.
Who would have thought?
So yeah, and having the last couple of weeks away didn't sort of really help. But I'm getting on top of it, and I'll be probably working on it tonight later on after the show. Actually, I'll go home and do it. But look, it's good. I think there's a little bit of confusion with a couple of the systems which allocate money through funding and grants as far as fishing goes, because we've seen the one which we've put up on the show here as far as fishing clubs.
Yeah. So in the last term of government, there was a grants program, $2,000 for any fishing club. You really didn't need to do much other than say, I want $2,000, you got it.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's over though, isn't it?
That's over. Yeah. So and this one comes out of the pool of recreational fishing licence money that goes into a pot. So, but this one's all about betterment of recreational fishers, not just clubs, but it's got to be for the overall community. So, look, I'm only early into it, and I can't really sort of say too much because I might say the wrong thing as far as that goes. But we've got a meeting on the 20th. We'll have a round table thing. But look, I'm really keen to sort of get in there.
So that's your first meeting on the 20th of this month?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a few who come across the table, and I've asked a few questions and just a bit of guidance and that type of thing would be good. But later on the show or down the track, come back to me.
Yeah.
And I could tell you about things that I'm probably qualified to tell you about.
Fair enough.
But good. Look, I'm really happy to do it. And
you got a diverse group of people on that committee, like they from all different parts of the state, and
look, and to be honest, I haven't met them. So so that's another part of the process. I've got to meet these people and find out where they come from and where their qualifications. Looked them up, and they said they've been structured into other government bodies or other people that deal with sort of like this type of thing. So which is fine. So, but a good face to face is going to be excellent.
Well done.
Yeah. Thanks.
Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about on recreational fishing licences, and there's a bit of discussion going on, and we might actually do a bit of a show on this in a couple of weeks, boys, is that the recreational fishing licence, you made a comment during the break, Adam, it's one of the only few things where you don't have to renew it every year. You know, so you buy a licence, when your year's up, you become unlicensed and you don't have to renew it. You can buy one at your leisure when you go fishing next. Versus, should the recreational fishing licence be something that is renewed year on year? So when your expiry date comes up, you've got to renew it by the renew date.
Yeah, and looking at that, exactly what you're saying, because every time you get a new licence, you get a new licence number. So when you get a shooter's licence, you go and renew your shooter's licence, you get the same licence number all the time. So it's allocated to you, and that's the way to go. And that's the way it should be.
What's your shooter's licence look like?
It's like a driver's licence.
So plastic card?
Photo. Yep.
Where do you get that done?
It's actually, and I'm on a committee with the shooting thing too, but we've got to take our address off the shooters' licences. You don't want your address on there because for obvious reasons.
So people come pinch your guns.
Yeah, that's right. Well, they know you should have, you might have firearms at your joint. We're wanting to get rid of that. But on your recreational fishing licence, it's a renewal. It should be a renewable licence like those shooters' licences.
So do you think in that case we need a photo? Do you reckon you should have photo ID on your fishing licence?
No. Well, that'd add to the cost. Where do you get your photo done?
The
Vic Roads or something.
Vic Roads.
I mean, it makes perfect sense. You've got your head on your shooter's licence. That makes perfect sense. But
I don't think you need that on a fishing licence. And
don't want to make it too hard.
I mean, most people have got a plastic card now anyway. But what I'm saying is, I think it should be something that's renewed. And look, I think 99.9% of the people know that their licence money goes back into fishing, and now you're on the committee to decide how that money's spent. But by renewing it, you haven't got that gap between the time it expires and when you buy a new one. It'll actually mean more money goes back into fishing, and I think that is what Victoria should be doing.
It's a reminder to renew it. It's probably one of those BPay things. You get on there, just bang your money through, and away you go, and you've got it allocated to you, and you've got to keep your plastic licence, and we'll get another one.
Yeah, there you go. Change the subject again, Charlie. I just want to ask you, I come across a lure the other day that was a cod lure.
Yes.
And it had LED lights. Why?
James Dayton from Shepparton makes that lure.
Okay.
James did work experience with me. When he was at school. And when
God help him. Imagine doing work experience when you're at school.
But they were the best. They were the best days because you'd send them over to a plumbing shop and you'd go and ask for a long wait. You know, and they'd make them sit down for an hour or two, and they'd say, "Oh, we're out of it." And you'd come back and they'd go, "I'll go and ask for a short wait." And they'd go back to the plumbing shop, and then your mate round there would make him sit down for 10 minutes and send him back. Short wait, long wait. Work experience was great. You just take
was this last year?
The whiz out of the kids.
On bullying charges? Or?
But James was really good. He went through the
So anyway, the lure.
The lure. Get about the lure.
The lure. Look, James went through the system, and his parents encouraged him to do this. He's done a lot of work. He's been to the University of whatever it is in Queensland and had some trials done with a lot of the barramundi fish up there, and researched it a hell of a lot. And he fishes all the time. Lovely guy, little James, and he's got all this old gear in his boat which he just picks up along the way. There's nothing fancy about him. The lures are great. The lures do work.
So what's the LED do? Does it just attract them in dirty water, or what does it do?
Yeah, it will. It's a little light on the tail of it. So when you drop it in the water connects the two toe points, and so it beeps. It gives a little strobe. We've used them in I've used them in New Guinea on black bass successfully over there. When you just couldn't get a raise from something, and you're fishing dirty water or deep water, where you want to get a lure to actually, often deep water, it's got to be right in front of your nose to see it. So obviously a flash is going to enhance the experience for the fish and get them going. Yeah. So good.
Oh, there you go. One other thing I want to talk about tomorrow night. I believe there's a consultative meeting in Bendigo. Yeah. They run consultative meetings, Victorian Fisheries Authority, on where to stock freshwater fish. The whole stocking program goes to regional areas, and they talk about it with local angling clubs and all that. And I believe tomorrow night there's a meeting in Bendigo on stocking native fish into lakes that have never had native fish stock before. I think that was a part of the election commitment last November to stock natives in a whole lot of lakes that have never had them, to really provide a summer fishery, and that all kicks off tomorrow night. So good work by the Victorian Fisheries Authority. They're moving on, they're rolling up the sleeves, they're getting on with it.
Get a few scores on the board they need.
And I think we're going to see natives like golden perch, Murray cod in places like Casey Fields, Carkrook Lake. It's just going to give so many good options, and particularly this time of year.
Yeah, that's right.
Then there's no way a trout would survive those waters through.
And those fish will still be able to be caught in the winter too, so they become a
They
become a year-round prospect. Like you said, the trout obviously don't like the warm water, so they're a winter-only thing.
Is there many mixed fisheries, Trelly, like that? So like a golden perch at a decent catchable size, are they able to live with trout, or do they eat trout?
No, they'll live with trout. I don't know what they eat trout. I think all fish eat all fish.
So
you look at
the size.
Eildon, even the Shep Lake, the Victoria Lake in the middle of Shep. I mean, it's only probably 4 metres deep maximum at its depth.
What do you got in there?
We've got trout and yellow belly and cod and reddies and all sorts of things in there. And they survive.
And the trout go all right?
Yeah, the trout go all right. Yeah, they actually survive. But you've got to have, I think that certainly that temperature is critical, and which is depth of water come temperature. So there
you go. All right, coming up next, Kramer's mailbag. There's a few good ones in amongst that. I can tell you what. Coming up next on Talking Fishing.
Talking Fishing.
We know what you'd rather be doing.
We know what you've really got in mind.
We know you'd rather be out fishing. And today's the day you're gonna wet a line. 'Cause every day's a good day.
Stop wishing. Every day's a chance to drift away. Every day's a good day for fishing. See it down and tackle world today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing. We're talking fishing.
A little bit of mailbag to get through, boys. You're going to be able to help with this one, Trelly. This is from Chris, and he writes, G'day, gentlemen.
G'day, Chris.
G'day, Chris. I am yet to land a yellow belly and hope to remedy that in a couple of weeks with a day trip to Eildon. I will be land-based and more than likely bait fishing. Can you offer any advice that may help improve my chances? Thanks in advance, from Chris.
Stay at the pub.
That would help.
Actually go fishing. I would suggest, if your head will allow you to, get down to like 4 pound line, 5 pound line, 6 pound line, that real finesse type, because yellow belly need that. Just enough weight to hold bottom. So just a sinker enough to weight to hold bottom. A running sinker, and if you can leave the gap between the running sinker and a size 2 or 4 or 6, probably a 6 or an 8 hook, and a scrub worm, just hooked a couple of times, so you've still got a long tail on that works, and leave you could leave up to 2 metres between your sinker, running sinker.
So you run a swivel?
And usually valve rubber, because there's no knot in valve rubber. So you put your line through the sinker, through the valve rubber twice, and then down to your hook. So then you have one knot at your hook. So do that. It's a cast out, then sort of like sit it, no pressure. So actually what you do is, sometimes what I'll do is I'll open the bail arm up and I'll put a leaf on the line to weigh the line down, and then when the fish takes off, a heavy leaf. or 2 leaves. Yeah. So put a leaf or a couple of leaves on the line because yellow belly are real finesse. They'll pick it up, and if they feel resistance, they'll drop it.
Yeah.
So a couple of things like that. When the fish picks it up, it'll flick the leaf off, it'll run out, and then it's basically let him take up the line, and then just whack him like that.
Yeah, okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Wow.
Interesting.
If you were to point Chris in an area of Eildon, where would you say to go?
Try and pick that edge between some of the rocky points and then some of your probably your flatter areas are sort of like a bit muddy or a bit weedy and things like that.
Bonnie Doon or Delatide Arm or...
Yeah, in Bonnie Doon, Hutchie's Lane or around that caravan park there on the south side. Yeah, any of those sort of areas probably coming up from there. Jerusalem Creek.
Yep. Alrighty, there you go. Next one, Hampton Park Tavern Angling Club is celebrating their 25th anniversary, a great achievement for a local club. This is from Beck. Very neat handwriting.
It is.
And so,
don't get that nowadays.
We would love to see any past members who would like to come and help us celebrate. It will be great to catch up with old mates, view old photos and have a great night. The Hampton Park Tavern is where the club started, and this is the venue for the night on the 22nd of June 2019 from 7 p.m. till 12 a.m. So we're going to party till midnight. Finger food provided, drinks at bar prices. This is the Hampton Park Tavern Angling Club, 25-year anniversary. There you go. And we might post that up on our social media tomorrow. But if you want to go, please RSVP Beck on, got a pen or ready to put it into your phone? Here we go. 0410 493 412. Give Beck a ring, but we'll put that up on social media tomorrow.
What about
anyway.
effort?
And
25 years?
25 years.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
Good effort.
Next one. Stodge, I think's his name, S-T-O-J.
Yep.
Stodge.
Short for Stodge Dodder.
Yeah, he writes, hi guys, was a really good whiting talk night last night. So he wrote this last Thursday. We had a big talk night on King George Whiting last Wednesday. Thanks for putting that on. I wanted to get in touch regarding the Walkerville South boat ramp. Not sure if you are aware. Well, we only get contacted daily on this one. But the local council is trying to ban boaters from launching there. They say that it is due to beachgoers' safety, but I don't see why it's an issue now when people have been using the beach to launch for over 10 years. I hear at a recent meeting they had, it was mentioned, why don't they get it that we don't want them here? Insinuating that most of the people launching there are from Melbourne. I'm hoping you can address this on your show when Jarla Pulford is there. In westerly winds, the shallow inlet bar is rough and the Walkerville South Beach is the best option, especially for offshore fishing. There is a ramp at Walkerville North, but due to the improvement works, the parking capacity has been greatly reduced. Of course it has. That's how to improve a boat ramp, is reduce the number of car parks.
Yep.
The peak times when people want to use the Walkerville South Beach to launch is Easter and Christmas, where the current bans are in place. I thought we were trying to work towards better access for fishers, not make it harder. From Stodge. Now, in all seriousness,
you get that feeling we had that feeling. You looked at me.
Yeah.
We had the feeling there's a bit of an agenda going.
Yeah.
Well,
a bit of a,
what I'm saying is that
a bit of a green voter.
We get an email or a Facebook post.
Yep.
I would have to say almost every day on the Walkerville boat ramp.
Yeah. So with everything that's gone down, obviously we've seen elections and bits and pieces.
Yep.
Whose problem is this? So obviously we can't fix it.
Pulford's, I'd say.
Yeah, but what avenues do we go to? When do we start seeing all this? We've heard all the promises, we've seen all the bits and pieces.
Yeah.
When do we see a little bit of action?
Well, hopefully soon. I don't know. Today was 100 days of the Labor government being back in government. And I would have hoped to have seen something in the first 100 days on boating, but we haven't. So maybe it's time we get, I don't know, the equivalent of Travis Dowling from boating on the show.
Yeah, that's right.
And start telling us where it's all at. Because
so where's it come from now? Where's it lie? Where did it lie? The authority on this was with Maritime
Safety Victoria.
Maritime Safety Victoria. So, so perhaps obviously they're going to have an input to this. They should be questioned on too.
There's meant to be a new authority being established, so I'm not sure where that's at. But I think it's time we get someone in on it.
Yeah. Find out where it is.
It's the same. You know, I mean, it was a busy weekend on the weekend on the Mornington Peninsula. I was down there, and it just amazes me that about 3 months ago, the Tyrone car park, Tyrone boat ramp car park, was changed from angle parking to parallel parking. So in other words, if that's my boat and trailer and that's your boat and trailer and you're parked there, you've actually got to reverse in and park like that. Right? There is not a boat ramp in Australia
with a boat
with a trailer
for obvious reasons.
So the trailer car park. Normally, every other boat ramp you just go in on an angle and they all park, like that.
Not even Queensland to do that.
There is only one boat ramp in Australia that I know of that has reverse parallel parking. It is ridiculous.
With a boat trailer.
It needs to be fixed. And it needs to be fixed now. And I tell you what, the people on the peninsula.
It's in the pipeline.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, the people on the peninsula are becoming very frustrated that they have the only.
Why would they change it to that? They're just taking the mickey, you reckon? Like,
you know why? You know why? Because they don't want people launching at that ramp. It's the same as this Walkerville mob. They do not. Yeah, they don't want people launching boats.
Some latte sipping lycra wearing greenie over there. Just decided that he doesn't want cars on his beach. That's all it is.
Anyway, we've got room in the next couple of weeks to get someone from boating in to tell us how the changes are going, because I tell you what, a lot of people are getting impatient, and we're getting a lot of emails and a lot of Facebook posts, and we've got to do something about it. If you'd like to write in to Kramer's Mailbag, this is what you do.
Send your mail to Kramer's Mailbag, PO Box 734, Patterson Lakes, Victoria 3197, or email kramer@ifish.com.au.
Trelly, got a minute? Let's talk about Go Fish Nagambie.
Yes.
Big comp coming up.
Yeah, just a big comp.
It's just around the corner, really.
Yeah.
So we've got Easter, then we've got the Thursday, we've got Anzac Day, and it pretty much starts on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's completely $80,000 cash.
It's only one of the prizes.
That's one for the biggest married cod.
80 grand.
80,000 cash.
Now, you're kidding that that's not going to bring a few inventive ways to take the prize out.
Now,
Dave,
tell me, is the rumour that it's booked out true?
No, definitely not. There was a rumour that it was booked out.
Yep.
There's definitely places left. You go to the website, Go Fish Nagambie. It's all over the place.
Yep.
So and book your book your site.
But there's
accommodation up there that's coming up. So
not just $80,000 cash as one prize. There's a lot of other prizes, and I think
over $500,000 worth of cash.
I was only looking at the
I
website
think it's actually a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Caravan every day. Jayco's right behind it.
Yep. So people need, if you want to enter, you probably do need to enter now.
Yeah, get on it and enter. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Anzac Day after. Anzac Day long weekend. Thursday, so I think Anzac Day is the Thursday, starts Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So there you go. Coming up next, the all-important hotspots next on Talking Fishing.
Talking Fishing.
G'day, Callan here from Paul Worslam's Tackle World Cranbourne. Supercharged batteries have been supplying maintenance-free marine batteries since 2001. The Seamaster Gold range is second to none, delivering superior starting power and reserve capacity. No need to top up with water. Truly a fit and forget battery. With up to 2 years replacement warranty, you know you have quality. Your battery is your lifeline. Without it, you're dead in the water because it's bloody hard to push start. I've got a Seamaster battery in my boat. Make yours a Seamaster Gold today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
And now the segment you've all been waiting for.
Hotspots, brought to you by Seamaster Batteries.
And welcome back to Talking Fishing. Now, like I said at the start of the show, long weekend this weekend, boys.
Yep. Yeah.
A lot of people are going to go out fishing. The weather is looking sensational.
Get the pen and paper out.
Yeah.
Hotspots, mate.
Oh.
Pay attention.
Been back 1 in 3 shows. Lost the
just got to get back into the
warming up for the season. I reckon we could say anywhere that the fish are biting in Western Port would be correct, because 1,125 King George whiting caught at the Western Port Angling Club's whiting challenge on the weekend. But over in Port Phillip, I reckon it's just as good, if not better. If not better. Let's kick it off with number one hotspot for the weekend. If you're heading out into Port Phillip Bay, the Simmons Channel, boys, right down the far end or the northern end, which is past Mud Island. King George whiting going very, very well down
on
there.
the shallows there, or you got a bit of depth?
A bit of depth, 6-7 metres, and I think You need to get that bit of depth to get away from the pinkies. A lot of people reporting that you just cannot get through the pinkies for the snapper. It's one place where you get a lot of flow, and there's quite a lot of flow this weekend. Should be pretty good.
Strip of cuttlefish, I think you're saying.
Strip of cuttlefish, actually. Always the go. All right, the next one, snapper.
Oh, this is a good one.
It's a lot of. I know we didn't show any in Catch the Week, and we had quite a few sent to us, but there is a good run of snapper now. That water temperature's slowly starting to cool, and the snapper do come on the chew. And Mount Martha is the next hotspot, doing very, very well for snapper.
And very, very reliable. It's not just the isolated, one-off.
It's the go-to.
You could almost expect.
It's the hotspot.
You nail the tides, you almost expect a bag.
Yeah, like
Good
November.
Fish. Yes, that's right.
Exactly.
Very good fish.
Let's get moving along, and over in Western Port, like I said, King George whiting everywhere, none other than in the Warneet Channel, boys, up the top, nice and warm.
Can access them via a kayak, just say it.
Can
just
too.
throwing it out there.
A lot of people, I know we don't put enough land-based hotspots. We do get hounded every now and then about land-based, but you can catch them on the right tide off the jetty down there at the boat ramp.
Yep, you can. There is a channel that flows about halfway down, so you don't have to go all the way to the end. It's always like every pier, the end of the pier loads up first, but no, there's a bit of a channel that comes in halfway. Oh, you just launch there, mate. Paddle away from the pier. the land-based goers can have that.
All right, the other species that's doing good in the capital of King George whiting, which is the Middle Spit, boys. The next hotspot is the Middle Spit. And plenty of garfish there at the moment.
And
thumpers.
Rippers.
Yeah.
Garfish, huge garfish.
We were talking the other night about whether they're are they all the same variety of garfish? The big ones and the small ones? Like,
it's a good question.
Sometimes you get those ones with the red dot on the beak.
Yeah, these are big seagoing things. They're huge.
Yeah, right.
Still eat just as good, from what I hear.
Yeah, absolutely. A garfish tastes like a garfish most of the time. Yeah. No, it doesn't matter how big they are. They're sensational.
Like an apple.
Doesn't taste like an apple.
I'd be worried if it did.
You know, you can get, what was it on the weekend? Grapes that are artificially flavoured with fairy floss.
Oh, you know,
how?
It's like a red
I
drink.
don't know. But fairy floss flavoured grapes. We are right off topic. We're going to get back on that. Anyway, Warrnambool. Get down to Warrnambool. If you're heading west of the state, there is tuna galore, boys.
They have come on strong.
Walk on them.
They have come on strong.
I reckon your little shop down there at Geelong would be getting stuck into tuna season now, Charlie, because it is out west. It's just been sensational.
Kingfish mixed in with them. They're not far out.
Yeah, not far out. Not far out.
Not far.
Canoe.
What?
Canoe.
Kayak.
Sorry.
Nah, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. No.
Be responsible.
All right, and we can't not have this on the list for the hotspots, boys, because it just...
A few photos.
You cannot go past it. Lake Tyers, Dusky Flathead.
Trophy Dusky
You just can't go past it. And, you know, I mean, that's not going to last forever. The Flathead do shut down a bit in the cold. The system is closed and it's only getting lower. And I don't think that's going to have a detrimental effect on the fish.
No, but I'd say the last probably fortnight at Lake Tyers, the dusky fishing's been as good as what it's been all year. We had a bit of a boom at the start of, that back end of spring, start of summer, where there was a few big flatties caught. Nothing like this last couple of weeks. No. There has been some very big fish caught regularly from Tyers.
And we do see those photos. Now you've got to let those big girls go because there's a slot limit on them.
Look after them.
One of the things I was going to ask you, Charlie, about cod, because you still see a lot of photos of people getting cod out of the water. And I know there was a bit of a program, Care for Cod.
Correct.
Which said, you know, wear gloves, don't use lip grips, try and keep them in the water. Does that hurt the cod pulling them out of the water, do you think? Or do most of them release pretty good?
Oh, you tell through feedback. If a fish dies, you tell through the feedback through the shop. And we just get very, very little feedback of dead cod. I think everyone who takes a picture now is sort of a little bit set up. You know, it's the old put the towel on your knees, get the fish on it, take the photo and get the fish back in the water type of thing. Or they jump in the water. That's a big thing. Jump in the water, get wet and make it look like you wrestled it for a while, you know, and take a photo type of thing. So the attitudes have changed. There's probably a little bit of gear that needs to be probably just looked at, like your lip grips and things like that. But look, on the overall, we don't get feedback of dead fish like you used to.
With Murray cod growing, and you mentioned earlier on Rockland's is going to be set up pretty well.
Yeah.
Is Go Fish Nagambie, there's the Cod Classic.
Yep.
Are they the only 2 Murray cod fishing competitions around?
Oh, there's one. There's heaps.
Is there?
Oh, there's
us city folk just don't hear about it.
No, there's the Nathalia one. There's the Mathara had one last week.
Yeah.
Deniliquin, which we sponsored up Deniliquin there 3 weeks ago. There's heaps of. There's one every weekend along the Murray system. There's some fishing competitions.
And do blokes just have boxes of cod lures? Because I saw some photos during the week. Paul Worsling was up at your shop last week and he did a bit of filming.
Yeah.
Just every time he comes back, he says, "Have you seen this newer? Have you seen this new lure?"
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't know where you get them from.
Yeah.
But is there just new lures every week on the market?
Oh, you get creative guys that either, they get off the terps for a week and decide to make a lure, or they need some money to go and buy something.
They make a lure.
Smokes or something. They make a lure, And some are really good at it. And some are really bad. But,
You ever handmade a lure?
I'd love to see some bad ones.
I've done my own flies. Done it and caught fish on flies, which has been really good. Hand make my own lure? No, I haven't. I've had a lot of influence on the making of some of the lures.
Yeah, a bit like a real handmade sort of thing. So,
but no.
Yeah, there you go. Be interesting to see how many people would have, make their own timber lure, for instance.
I reckon there'd be a lot of people to go at it.
Cod on them,
Yeah, I know, but when you look at it, like all the shapes in lures, they've just about all gone.
Yeah.
And someone comes and this is a real thing with lure, mate. Oh, yeah, copied me lure, mate. It's close to this, and you go, mate, well, you only copied it off here.
That's what Paul said to me. He said that one you were talking about, he said they've got a pointy back, not like the others. But anyway, that's it for Talking Fishing. We hope you enjoyed the show. It's the long weekend coming up, as we said, and there's some fantastic weather heading our way, boys. Absolutely sensational. So please stay safe on the roads if you're travelling to your favourite fishing spot. And as always, until we see you again next Tuesday on Talking Fishing, please stay safe on the water and enjoy your fishing.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. We got all you need, just take a look. Watch those fish jump on your hook. So just relax and take your time. Enjoy the show, then drop us a line. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing.
Have a good weekend, Mr. Walker.
You too, son.